In the heart of Ghana's Savannah region lies a facility once filled with promise, a giant symbol of transformation, opportunity, and industrial hope. It's called the Buiep Produce Buying Company, more widely known as PBC Shea. Once its machines roared with purpose, they echoing the determination of a nation striving to turn its natural resources into global exports. But for the past few years, silence has taken over. The factory, once hailed as a beacon of industrial progress, ground to a halt in 2019, not because of faulty equipment or lack of workers, but due to a simple yet powerful obstacle: lack of funds to procure raw shea nuts. But now, after years of dormancy, the government of Ghana is breathing life back into this once vibrant institution. In a bold and calculated move, the factory is being revamped, a new chapter unfolding, one that promises not only industrial resurgence, but also thousands of jobs, economic growth, and a renewed sense of hope for the entire northern belt of Ghana. Before we dive deeper into today's update, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Your support is key to helping us grow and reach more viewers like you. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out on exciting updates. Established back in 2012, the PBC Shea factory was a joint venture between the government of Ghana and Brazil's Messrs. Rosat LDS Maquinas e Equipmentos Industrias Limited. The idea was simple: take the abundant shea nuts collected by hardworking rural women in Ghana and transform them into high-quality shea butter and shea oil, destined for international markets, particularly Brazil. It was a vision that combined international trade with grassroots empowerment, a dream where local effort would meet global demand. But like many grand dreams, this one hit a snag. The lifeline of any factory, raw material, became scarce due to funding constraints, and without it, the production lines went quiet. Fast forward to today, and that silence may soon be broken. During a working visit to the dormant facility, Dr. Peter Boama Otokunor, Director of Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness, revealed that the government has completed a full assessment of the factory. And the findings? The facility still stands strong. The infrastructure is intact. The equipment, according to on-ground engineers, remains in good working condition. What's missing is simply the operational lifeblood: funding, consistent supply chains, and political will. But that's exactly what's changing. Dr. Otokunor's visit was not a courtesy call. It was a signal that the factory's revival is now a top priority. According to him, the initiative is aimed squarely at empowering rural women, many of whom have long been involved in shea nut collection and basic processing. For decades, these women have toiled with little reward, often selling their hard-collected nuts to middlemen at meager prices. But with a fully functional, government-supported factory, they can become an integral part of a much bigger, much more rewarding industrial chain. Imagine the scale of what's possible. The factory, when fully operational, has the capacity to process an astonishing 500 tons of shea nuts per day. That's not just numbers on paper. That's hundreds of thousands of trees yielding millions of nuts, all contributing to an economy that grows from the grassroots up. And this is not just about products on shelves overseas. It's about livelihoods, dignity, and national pride. Even more fascinating is that this factory holds within it an untapped energy source. Hidden among its industrial marvels is one of the biggest boilers in Ghana, capable of generating electricity, not just for the factory, but for the surrounding communities. Let that sink in. This factory could potentially become a mini power hub, contributing to energy access in the region. But for now, that potential remains locked behind closed doors. The revival plan includes not just reactivating production, but unlocking all the auxiliary benefits that come with it. And let's talk numbers. Before the factory shut down, it was operating at a moderate capacity of 200 tons per day and had a workforce of 75 dedicated employees. According to the assistant plant engineer, Abudu Isahaku, that number has sadly dwindled to just 45 due to the operational collapse. But hope is back on the horizon. If the government successfully intervenes, and all signs point to that being the case, the factory could scale up and employ as many as 160 workers. Think about what that means for Buipe and its surrounding communities. It's not just jobs, it's economic revitalization. The engineer confirmed that the equipment is ready, the systems work, the team is eager. What they need now is fuel for the fire, both literally and figuratively. the fire of funding, the fire of policy support, the fire of a renewed national mission to turn raw resources into finished, export-ready goods. Ghana has long exported raw shea nuts to other countries, only to buy back finished products at a premium. That cycle, if PBC shea rises again, could finally be broken. Dr. Otokunor hinted at something even more ambitious, a 24-hour shea processing economy. He spoke about how a full-scale, round-the-clock shea industry in Ghana could require over 400,000 tons of raw shea annually. That's not just industry, that's national transformation. If Ghana can scale to those levels, it will position itself not just as a player, but as a leader in the global shea industry. Countries across West Africa may have shea trees, but very few have the infrastructure, government backing, and vision to process and dominate the market. This is about much more than a factory. This is about transforming an entire value chain, from the rural women who collect the nuts, to the engineers who run the machines, to the exporters who connect Ghana to the world. Every cog in the wheel matters. Every person involved becomes part of a bigger vision. And now, with the government stepping in, that vision feels not just possible, but inevitable. Of course, no great endeavor comes without its challenges. The biggest issue, as always, is the raw material supply chain. You can have the biggest boilers, the best engineers, and the most robust infrastructure. But without a steady supply of raw shea nuts, the machines will sit idle. Dr. Otokunor acknowledged this challenge head on, but he was quick to assure the public that new mechanisms are being put in place to strengthen the supply chain. What that likely means is deeper collaboration with farmer cooperatives, support schemes for rural women, and perhaps even incentives to encourage wider collection and delivery of shea nuts across the region. And here's something worth noting. This project is happening in the north, in a region often left behind in conversations about development and industrial growth. The revival of PBC shea could change that narrative. It could become a symbol of equitable development, proof that Ghana's economic engine doesn't only run through Accra or Kumasi, but also through Buipe and beyond. So what's next? If everything goes according to plan, we could be looking at a massive turnaround story. One where a factory that sat in silence for 6 years springs back to life. One where women in remote villages see their hard work finally yield meaningful returns. One where Ghana steps confidently onto the global stage as a major shea processing hub. It's easy to overlook stories like these. They don't always make the headlines. They don't come with flashy ribbon cuttings or dramatic speeches. But make no mistake, this is the kind of development that truly changes lives. One factory, one industry, one region, but potentially millions of lives impacted. That's the power of strategic investment. That's the promise of industrial revival. And that's the story of PBC Shea, a story that's far from over and maybe, just maybe, one that's only just beginning. So the next time you see shea butter on a store shelf halfway across the world, remember that it might have started in a village in Ghana. And soon, thanks to the revival of the Buipe factory, it could also have been processed, packaged, and exported from there too, under the flag of a nation that's finally tapping into its full potential.
If today is your first time watching this channel or you are returning to this channel for the exciting content, please subscribe to the channel for more educative and developmental projects across Ghana and Africa as a whole. Do you want to know about the state of a project in Africa? Then make sure to like and comment the name of the project you would like us to talk about and its current state.